Hey guys, it is me, Italian here. So it is right now, we are in now officially 2.0. After over a year of waiting, we are finally here. And I'm actually super late. Wanna know why? Mobile app wasn't working. I was mic banned for 3 days. Luckily, Soda Pop, the really goated moderator, just actually looked at my report. It was unbanned. I got unbanned for it. So I could officially make videos again. But today, we're going to be talking about tips and tricks for yeeps 2.0 because I can finally now make videos again. I was kind of busy. So let's get into it. So first, before we even start, please like and subscribe. And please, if you enjoy the videos, please give it a like. I'll really appreciate that. And if you don't want me to say it, then I'm going to let Hello Neighbor say it. Like, let's say right here. All right. So let's start this video out with the first tip being, all right, the first tip is that this one item on one of the mini tech webs is a creative only item. I was practically not really right, but I think I was right in my predictions. This item, this former, what it does is this. It pulls on a block or any sort of terrain. If you have not seen the preview from 2.0, to explain it, you put it on the ground and you pull up, can make terrain. Now, if you couldn't see it on mobile, try it out for yourself in game, but if you did see it on mobile, then yeah, you know what I mean. This is only usable in creative mode, but the only thing is that it cannot work on structures. It can only work on the ground or actually what is beneath it. This dark green is the main sandbox map before 2.0. This light green all the way into the light blue over there is 2.0. So this means you can do this and you can pull up and you can pull down, kind of like a grappler. You also can only pull one. You can also do this. That's a cool tip. You can pull yourself up like this if you don't have any height related things, and then you just jump down like this and done. So if you use two of them, you can pull on two different blocks, making two of the same. So what if you pull the same thing? If you do this, it starts to get higher pitch, and you start to go up really high. Yep, we're still going. Oh, look at this one. I'm already going up higher. I'm already going to the moon. I'm going to the moon. I think I already stopped here. That's how tall we are. And if we just pull down on both of these, and then we pull down. And done. That is how these things work, and they're not usable in play mode. That is the first tip. Please use these things if you want to make little structures, like mountains or something like that. They're really awesome looking. So yeah, let's put those away. Another thing is that you can't, I don't think you can go behind this. Oh my gosh, you can. Now we can finally see what's behind this thing. I actually never checked, but now you can officially go up these things, but they still have that invisible barrier. I think, right? No, they are completely normal. They are, oh yeah. By the way, if you go over here, it's clear that there's there's like a thing under the map right there. You can go under the map right there. You probably can't fit there, though. Probably, who knows? Oh, yep, that's something. That was the first tip of obviously creative mode, and there's probably way more to come. But let's go to the next tip or trick. The next one is a trick. This trick is that, or just a tip, the spear is actually longer than the bat. You can clearly see, well, this is just a reskin, but if you use this bat right here, they are physically, well, this is obviously just visually, but the spear is indeed taller than the bat. And this actually also inflicts with damage. So for example, the bat, this is its maximum, actually I probably should move you guys a little bit more closer for what I'm talking about. This combat dummy, or whatever you guys call this thing, right here, look. This is the exact range of the bat. This is how far it takes if you hit someone. And this is how far it is to hit someone with a spear. That is pretty far, but also pretty, this is the farthest. Okay, basically, this is the farthest weapon in the game. It's practically just a bat, but longer. But here's the thing. The bat, it has more, it's more bigger, so it can hit from almost anywhere and from any angle. But if you take the spear, for example, if I'm hitting them like this, it doesn't do anything. So the spear kind of has a little bit of a down part with it, that being that it can only be attacked from this little spiky thing. Also, bats don't stick onto enemies like this, and this guy does. And that is really awesome. Look at that, I just stabbed him in his neck. That is also one awesome trick, and obviously there is more, but yeah, that's something with the cool combat dolls, or combat things, whatever it is. Next thing. Next tip is that you can use this machine from the video. If you push, let's say I want hills, right? Change the terrain to hills. Boom. I just did that. And now look at this. There is an entire hill of civilization. You can actually, from what Nathan said, you can walk up to these trees and, well, what I've heard, you can just grab them and they are super tall. This is the same thing as like a sign, like those big like tall signs. And look at this. Look at my studio, depending on where it is. This looks so sick. I love this. But if we go over here, see, look, another thing about this is that you cannot grab the ground outside of here. You can't grab these because this is a part of terrain. You can probably do this normally, but for example, to change it to mountains, it just changed to mountains. And now, I don't think you guys can see it, but if you can, there's a big mountain right there. And from what I can confirm, yes, there's needed stuff there. Let's change it to plains. And now just like normal plains, it looks really decent. Looks kind of like little. You can probably make like a little stuff here. It's really cool. I like it. Next up is the city. I don't know why. Wait, hold on. Oh, that's weird. I can't change it. Oh, here we go. City. Now look at this. There's buildings everywhere. Now, can you grab these buildings? No. They're also very weird, unpolished from, you know, the background. You guys know in like video games where like in the background it looks very like blurry, and when you go like outside the map in video games, they're like very low poly. Well, this looks like the exact same thing. And also you can climb on these buildings. So yeah, look, even the Italian hover pad is still there, and it's practically not even taller than these awesome buildings. I like this one. Next one is super flat. Obviously, this is like the normal one when you obviously have never changed anything in 2.0. This is just it, just fat, super flat. And the next one is super tall, which, as the name is, it covers the entire map. And it is super dang tall. That is awesome. So let's change it back to super flat. And yeah, that is the next tip. Let's move on to the next tip. Alright, the next tip is simple. If you ever play any arena-related things, the difference between the spitting frog and the spitting snail is, that's what I call the spitting frog. The same thing about them is that they spit the same projectile, but the frog, this one explodes. So when you're fighting one of these, this one frog is the bigger threat. So the snail, it's more of a bigger threat. So I recommend that you fight with spears. And I believe that it takes, let's see, 3 hits from a spear to kill, but if it's a snail, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so 6. I recommend using 2 more spears, because if you double that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, way more faster. And now with the frog, yeah. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, it actually takes 6. Also, I think these are also poison. So when you're fighting this thing, remember that it has poison. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So take care of the frogs first, never the snails. By the way, if you're wondering if these are really boring tips, these are the only things I can really find in the game. Really, I haven't really explored much because I was kind of busy. And I haven't really checked out really everything right now. So I'll try to go into depth with that. But yeah, that is definitely something you need to know about. Next tip. This next tip is about comparing boxing gloves to freeze boxing gloves. Now, if we use the normal boxing glove against, let's say, 3 of these bugs, you can just beat them up with your fists like that, and it punches them back far. That's all it does with its 3-hit ability. I also think it also doesn't do more. I think it does more damage the more you hit. Yeah. But if you use something like the freeze gloves, this one has more of a better thing about it. 1, 2, 3, freeze, and it goes up in the air for extra, you know, recoverage. You can just beat up these people, and then you can just hit them away. And then you can, you can just hit them away into death. Yep. and if they even come close to me, I can just jab them like that. So the comparison between the freeze gloves and the normal boxing gloves is that this one knocks people away, they freeze them. So if you're wondering which one is better, I think it's kind of obvious, but the freeze boxing gloves. They're more annoying, but if you're not like that, use these. Or no, wrong glove. Use these boxing gloves. Knockout. Anyways, next tip. All right. This next tip has probably already been said by other people, but if you use the vacuum hands, the vacuums, and you use a spear, let's say this, you're in a situation where you miss with your spear. Guess what you can do? You can run over here, grab it with this, and you already have the right hand to throw it with. Or let's say you miss again. You can just run over there, grab it, and throw it back. And yeah, it is a really good tip when you're, yeah, you can just, yeah, you can basically combo off it. Let's say if you use a fat bug, for example, you can just, yeah, but obviously because it's a fat bug, it won't really work. So if you wonder yourself, what about like a bat? Well, you could throw it back and then grab it again, but that won't really work. You can just smack him with it. You can also throw it, hit him, get it back. It's basically the same thing as like a ricochet, but remember these things have a range, so you don't want to throw them far. You can also just do this. Yeah. Also, this fat bug is very annoying. Want to move on to the next tip, not just get terrorized by a stupid bug. You know what, next tip or trick, and then maybe I might kill this thing. Alright guys, for this next tip, this one requires the air blasters, which is in the Ocean Village Tech Web. And look at that, as soon as I joined, the beautiful sunset rises. So while you see the sunset, I'm going to talk about this. What these things do is they blast. This can also be used for movement, like this. Like that, I just got blasted really far. Also, I hope you guys want to miss the sunset. But the thing about this weapon is that it's useful underwater. Look at this. You guys probably didn't see it, but hold on. If you put your hand deep in the water, it shoots a bubble that blasts. It's basically like a bubble that explodes. So see these crabs up there? Watch this. Boom. Explodes. But it has very short explosion range. It has a really small explosive, so I recommend like swimming up to them like this, and then boom, pulling the trigger. Yeah. And they don't have splash damage. Look, no splash damage. It's a direct contact weapon. It's a really bad aim. Use these things. Maybe they might hit something. They have to take 100 stuffing to use. Yeah, they're kind of a really boring item. But if you use them underwater, you just get pushed. That's really it. Nothing really else happens except for shooting very big bubbles. Yeah. I don't know about this one though. Anyways, next tip. Alright guys, don't know what that was, but during that recording, my game or mobile app crashed. So we're moving on to the next tip. That being, with the stack, you can collect tons of items. But what you can do is you can go over here, and you can go down to this merchant right over here. Wish I had grapplers right now, but I'm not wasting my time grabbing those. Right here, we can see a bunch of items that you can collect. There's this stuff, and all this. Now the thing about this right here, any loot, can be given right down here. Take this, and you'll see there's another merchant. But you see these? If you can count how many rocks you can get here, watch. 1, 2, 3. Now, there's not only 3 there, but there's way more. So what I'm going to do is, while I'm pulling out my grapplers to get over there pretty more quickly, because it is pretty far, I'd like to talk about how this game has gotten lots of hate. Especially 2.0 got lots of hate for its stuff. But as the updates have been rolling in, this has been more enjoyable. But we're obviously here. That was really quickly, so no time to talk about that. Anyways, we were at 3, 4, 5. 5 for each bag. Now if you drop another one, you grab another one, you'll get another 3. Also, you can go down to the old mines and you can go get more, but this is only for gnome capital only. So what you can do is, if you don't want to wait, you can jump up here somehow. If you know how to like climb walls, which I obviously don't, you can, or yeah, I can just scale like this. This can get you some free beans if you obviously, sell them. But this has lots of rocks. And obviously they said that this is weekly merchants, so it's coal. 50 you get 4. This ruby must be very rare, so you must get that. Anyways, sell this. You get lots of beans for it. So if it's 5 every bag, you can get lots of beans for it. My trick is that you farm for items like diamonds, uranium, this new ruby item, and these related rocks that get you lots of buck coins if you're broke. Especially because they haven't really said anything about new items, only new maps and new ways to merchants. But this tech web got lots of updates, including the boxing glove, and of course the gnome NPC. And then there's obviously not really much new stuff here except for the loot sack. And then obviously so much utility right here, especially the ground shifter got changed. And I don't have the world map. I'm not caring for that. But that is something you should do. Also, if you want something, if you're new to this game, use these as a way to play around, especially the firework and the shockwave grenade that they give you for free, or impulse. You can just boom. Yeah. Also, if you're wondering, this is a tips and tricks. Where are the tips? I think I already might have included some tips in there, but if you want to know a little trick, go up here for a free buck coin stash, right here. Anyways, let's move on to the final tip or trick. Yes. Alright, I fixed the angle, or if I already edited it, I'm probably just remove the entire part. Anyways, what you do in this place is you get your solid launcher, and you find a corner. Oh, that actually scared me. You find a corner, you wait until they come in here, and then you just pull the trigger, and it'll just immediately go back on the wall, and then go back. I recommend it if you're trying to farm stuff like wolf fangs and all that stuff, and even including beans. So yeah, that's another tip, or just just a tip. Yeah. Let's go end this video off right now, cause yeah, why not? Alright guys, that's in the video. Remember to please like and subscribe, and of course tomorrow I think I'll be able to make a video tomorrow or something different because I'm gonna be gone for the rest of the week. So yeah. Have a good week, guys, and of course, stay positive, and yes, be positive, don't hate yourself, love yourself. And of course, thank the devs for making awesome Yeeps 2.0. Love the image. It also I believe it got #1 for top selling this week, so Yeeps deserve this. Anyways, goodbye, guys. Have a good day.